challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful.
Muscles and veins get contracted, nerves get contracted. So it has to be released up and down. It has to be, very often it has to be released.
And you say, what if I lose? No, I had nothing to lose. I had everything to gain.
To support a family, to support their siblings, to support their children, I don't think money is important. I don't think education is important.
I mean, the pain is there, but you say that that part is the body pain, but that's only one part. But how do you actually bring that positivity in you? What are the kind of mechanisms that you used to bring that positivity in you? Because the people will say, how can Malti say this? There is a pain there. I have this pain. Now you said very clearly that, okay, that's only one part, and the other parts are all functioning fine. Can you explain that to them?
One thing I'll tell you, just 3 months ago, I just fell down from the wheelchair and got fracture here in below the knee. Okay, just 3 months, not even 3 months, I think. So moving in the wheelchair, moving on the sitting and transferring yourself from the car or vehicle and coming here also, it definitely pains, isn't it? Pain, where is not pain, tell me, on the body? Everywhere the pain is there, until and unless you just overcome from your mind, that's all. When you want to achieve something in your life, you have to forego all this, isn't it? Look at a child, he falls and gets up, and walks, no? Isn't it like that only? That life has to go on. When you want to achieve something, see, everybody comes to this existence, this world, and go back, isn't it? We have to leave behind our footprints when we go back.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
At least if not, I don't care, ma'am, if I leave my broken feet behind me. Once I go back, once I go out from this world, I don't care if I leave my broken feet. If not for the rest of the world, at least my own community, my own disabled fraternity will recognize that footprints, broken feet, or something is ahead. We can go, we can walk on that. Something is built behind there. We can construct our future, isn't it? In that way, we have to live. Whether you mean it as a sports, you mean it any profession, you take that, isn't it? God has given this life, and behind each and every birth, there is a reason for us.
Absolutely.
That's all. Live it for that. Live for this moment. That's all. I want to live for this moment. I want to do something for this moment. I want to, when I train, when I practice, ma'am, I don't look for the international record. I don't look for the national record. I just see, okay, 7 meters I have thrown this today, my shot put. For example, I'm telling you 7 meters. Tomorrow 7.01 should be there. That's all. That is the short distance success I always enjoy. I cherish that. It will motivate, inspire you to do big way in your life. So everywhere the pain is there. If you cry for your fate, nobody will be there behind you. How long? Isn't it? You have to overcome. And if you go on cry, you will not become all right also. With whatever pain you have, whatever loss you have, financially or professionally or physically, whatever loss, you will not get back, Isn't it? The more and more you bend and accept your failures, the more and more it makes you to stand steadily and convert those failures into achievements, isn't it?
So you're saying learn from your failures rather than to cry over your failures.
That's all. Unless and until you taste the bitterness of your failure, how can you taste the sweetness of your success, tell me?
So is this what you tell your children there?
I always tell, ma'am.
Huh?
Because my childhood was, as I told you, my childhood was very painful. I was away from my parents, from my siblings, 15 long years, isn't it? My parents used to come and see me and go. No parental love at all. I was mentally, I was going through a lot of this thing, isn't it? So these and all, these failures and all, how you convert, isn't it?
Absolutely.
See, then God has, I told you, blessing in disguise, how God will give you everything. See, just I wanted to educate 2 handicapped children, 2 physically challenged children who are economically very poor, who lives in the villages. Just we concentrated only on 2 children there. It started in the name of Matru Foundation, the NGO, what we are running it. Today I'm a proud mother of 25 children. What else you want? I'm enjoying my motherhood.
Yes, that's what.
Whatever I lost, my parental love and everything, I'm seeing through these children.
Absolutely.
The life has to go like that only. When you look back, ma'am, you should, the regret will be there. But whatever problems you have undergone, you have got through, that should be your milestone stones.
Like they say in nature, there is nothing called vacuum. It always gets filled up.
That's all.
So you've said that there is no, even though you could not have children of your own, you decided that you'll still be a mother and a surrogate mother at that. And that surrogate mother, you can give the true love, and that too to deserving
Wonderful,
children. And you've proved it, that not one, not two, but 25. And imagine 25, even a mother to have children, 2 will be more than enough. You've given 25, I mean, what more can you expect?
No, I'm little selfish in this, ma'am. I'm not satisfied with 25. I want to become Gandhari, like.
Yeah,
100 children.
Wow.
100 children. 100 disabled children, because I'm not experienced in other field in the world. I'm experienced in my own field.
No, but why did you take disabled children?
Because I have undergone all this problem, physical pain and mental trauma. Each and every second, whatever I go through, the same amount of problems only the other child also goes
through. So you can give them a motivational
Definitely,
talk.
whatever I have been experienced in my childhood, those long 15 years long childhood life, whatever I have gone through, so same thing I can teach them, no? Isn't it?
How much have those children imbibed of what you have actually gone through?
Today we have, I think, 17 children are champions in the junior champions in the sports, ma'am.
17 of 25?
17 of 25.
Isn't that a proud moment?
Definitely.
Huh?
And 17 of my children, because this span of 15 long years of Matru Foundation, we have nurtured around 50-55 children, out of which 17 children have completed their education and found job in the society. They are living happily in the society along with normal.
And they are also
people.
married.
They are also married. And
They
have
married
become-
physically handicapped people.
I think 2 of them got married with the physically handicapped, and I have become grandmother,
Grandmother
also.
also?
Yes.
Oh
What else
my
you want,
God.
ma'am? What else you
What-
want?
I think
To
you
have your motherhood love, you need not to have your own children, isn't it?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No,
I feel that.
I absolutely agree with you. But the fact that you have been able to give, I think, being a mother and a surrogate mother, there's nothing wrong in that. But, sometimes you feel that you have to look at these handicapped children and bring positivity into them. Not only positivity, but to bring constructive positivity in them.
Yes.
And being useful citizens in the country. And that's what you've done. And this biography that you have brought in, a different spirit.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what made you think of that different spirit? This itself shows it's a very different
No,
spirit.
initially I was not ready to.
Huh?
Initially I was not at all ready, ma'am. I was not ready to the author at all. I was very much reluctant. I don't want to open up my personal experience and this and that, etc., etc., and all. But the biographer, he don't give me. He said, "No, come out, Malati. What is there? Your story may inspire one more human being in this
No,
world."
lots of Maltis
Oh,
should
no.
be around. Why there's only one?
Yes. Then I opened up. Then I thought, okay, let me open my history of life through the book. Then whoever read this, they might think, what achievement this girl has. I have done much more than her. I should come out from the society like that, from the life, from what shell we call it as a shell. We cover up ourselves in the shell of our life. You should come out of that. So many people, they think her story is nothing, her achievements is nothing at all in front of us. So we should come out like that. So I think now lots and lots of physically challenged sporting colleagues have now. They have come out
That's
with that.
really good because
Because society is like a mirror, no, ma'am. It reflects our own images and attitudes, You cannot blame the society at all. And you cannot blame the world at all. Who are we to blame the world? Each and every one of us are having our own lifestyle,
Absolutely.
our own responsibilities, our own commitments, isn't it? Who are we to blame the world? Who are we to change the world? Instead of that, if you change yourself, so society is like a mirror, no? It reflects our own attitudes and images. If you look into it so hopefully, if you look into it so happily, if you look into it with a great smile, definitely it smiles to you, no?
Absolutely.
I live like that only, ma'am. I have no regrets at all in my life. When I look back, the pains and mental trauma and physical pains, whatever I've undergone, what still I'm undergoing also, it has made what I am today. I don't call this as a wheelchair at all. It's my chariot. I'm sitting as a queen on my chariot.
That's a positive statement.
That's all.
Really, I've learnt a lot from you, Malti, because
Thank you.
I feel that that's how one should be really looking at.
That's all.
And you really got a lovely bright dress rather than a dull thing, which is also very important. There's also something which really appealed to me in your, biography, is that you voraciously campaigned for the Arjuna Award for Paralympics, and so many people got it before you, and you finally got it in 1995. And I wondered that not many people would be selfless like you, campaigning for others to get the Arjuna Award. What made you do that?
No, ma'am. When I was shining in the sports field, wherever I represented our country and our state and all, I used to bag gold medals only. I was in the peak of my this thing. Then we came to know that Arjuna Award is given for the sports people. But unfortunately, ma'am, physically handicapped, physically challenged sports person is not allowed to take the Arjuna Award. It was just triggering me. Why? We are playing the same thing, isn't it? Then I went to Delhi and applied for that this thing. I was told no physically challenged, no award for this handicapped sports person. I was asking why this. You people are standing and throwing the shot put and discus throw. We people are sitting and throwing the same thing. You people are running for 100 meters. We people are wheeling for 100 meters. The same rules and regulations with little bit of different rules. That's all, no? You are bringing laurels to our country, and we too are bringing laurels to the country. In fact, you should concentrate little more on us. That's the thing. But we don't want sympathy, okay? But why don't we? Why this discrimination? Why we are not treating on par? Why? Then I am a little, my nature is little talkative and a little what you call. I don't go and fight. I don't go and protest. I don't believe in all that. But whatever I ask, if I start one work, I will not keep quiet till it is one. Then the entire amendment was changed. Henceforth, it was stopped in 1979. Then 1995 onwards, at least one or two disabled sports persons should be given this award. So that small amendment was changed. A little contribution, small contribution to the society. I can say that.
That's not a small. That is a very big contribution to society.
No, ma'am. Sometimes you have to bring. As I told they are mentally handicapped. The officials sitting there. I should not use this word. They are there. You have to open up that. You have to bring little awareness to them.
Absolutely.
I don't believe in protest. Hi, bye, and all. I don't believe in that. So practically you go and you make them to understand, that's all. Till today I am telling you, ma'am, I confess, till today I do not know a lot of technology or a lot of rules in the sports, in the handicap sports, in my own event. For example, my shot put and my discus throw. There are some rules, some techniques are there. I don't know because there's no coach, there's no training. There was, of course, in my time, nothing was there. Whatever I learnt, seeing from other countries, sports people and learnt, that's all. Till today, I don't know a lot of techniques, a lot of rules and all. I just go, throw, win and come. That's all I know.
But that's what you do. That's what Arjuna did, no?
That's all I know.
When he went there and to shoot that eye of the fish, when everyone asked,
yes,
what do you see? Somebody said the bowl, somebody said the fish. Then he said, I can only see the eye of that fish. So that's what you did. You did the right thing and you got it.
You have to have determination, confidence in you. That's all.
And focus.
I can do that. Until unless you have the confidence in you, nobody can force you at all. Nobody can help you at all.
So this is what you've proved. So that's what you've done. So the fact is, then you also got the Padma Shri. That was really good.
Yeah, Arjuna Award, ma'am. Arjuna Award at least had a dream that at least one day before I die, I will get it.
My God.
Because this is exclusively given for the sports, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Padma Shri was different.
Yeah, that
It's
was
given
even
for the civilians, When my name was announced, I was training at Pune with the paraplegic war wounded soldiers. I was training for my Asian Games. I was training there. Then when my name was announced in the television, Malati Krishnamurti is my father's name. Malati Krishnamurti. I was just reading that several times also, but still I didn't realize it was my name. Who could it be? Then my brother called me from Bangalore. He said, Mala, your name has come. Only thing is, how is Papa? That's all I asked. Because he was joy and his tears and all in his eyes and all, he was very much. I went to receive the Padma Shri Award in New Delhi in Ashoka Hall. My dream was taking my parents along with me. For the first time they board the flight. My mother and my father, my brother and family. Ashoka Hall, And when I was receiving this from the President, Mr. K.R. Narayan, I could able to see the tears rolling from my parents' eyes.
How did you feel that day?
It was. I cannot tell. No, it was this thing. Yeah, and so many ministers came and greeted my parents. Danyo, itna acha ladki paida kiya hai aap. Okay. My father told only one thing. The Holla is my family name. Today my daughter brought the Holla's name. Entire Ashoka Hall is this thing. So that was I think I could able to give the least happiness and least satisfaction to my parents.
Why do you say least?
That's what, ma'am, because my parents wanted to get me married and have my children, this and that and all, in a very normal way at all. When this was not happened, then they were disappointed. My mother, naturally, she used to stop me to going to the tournaments and all. Being a girl, you should not go and all. And I was having a lot of gynecological problem also. She was stopping me. No, you're not going this and that and all. She was telling that. But my father used to support me a lot. And the passion, you can suppress anything, you can kill anything, you can control everything, but not the passion, no.
Absolutely.
So say in 1981, I think my 27th surgery was done, and due to some overdosage of medicine, one of my kidney was affected very badly. Then I was on the bed. After a month, my one tournament in national tournament in Ahmedabad was happened, and I wanted to go. My parents, they said no, just 1 month over. That's all. Your surgery was. I was on the plaster of Paris. Then no, I had to go, and I just go and participate and come back. That's all I said. Then I was very weak. Physically, I was very weak. Then by force I went there. Then unfortunately, ma'am, my name was given in the 100 meters race, wheelchair dash. Unfortunately, there was no any other lady participating in that category, the lady wheelchair category. I was only one. Then normally, the organizer said, no, ma'am, you have to withdraw because minimum 4 competitors should be there for the any tournament like that. The childish nature, I said, no, I compete with men. That's all I said. Even my brother who had escorted me, he got so furious and said, I'm not going to watch your tournament, watch your game at all. You get lost, whatever is blah, blah, blah. He just scolded me anything. Even my teammate also. They all went aside and they didn't watch my event at all. Then when the name was included in the 100 meters race with the men, for the second, no, I just looked around. Oh my God, the 7 other athletes, the men athlete competitors were very strong, war-wounded soldiers and Sardajis and all, very strong and all. I was like a very thin, very tiny girl, like, I thought, oh my God, I made a mistake. But still, ma'am, I never looked back at all. I said, whatever is there, participation, that's all. But I prayed only one thing. I was little selfish. I prayed only one thing to the God there. I don't want first, second, third prizes at all. I don't want. I know very well I will not get it at all because with men, how will you compete?
Why not?
No, that time it was there. But at least one competitor should run behind me. It's a psychology, ma'am. It's a psychology and selfish psychology because that competitor will be motivating me, will be inspiring me to wheel faster and faster, isn't it? What a selfish thought I had. That only I prayed. Trigger was on. They said first, second whistle was on. Then I started wheeling. I stood number 1. So there I thought, okay, it gave me one more lesson to me. Then
Never say die.
Yes. Then I realized, then I just remembered one quote of Mahatma Gandhi ji. The strength doesn't come from physical capacity. It comes from indomitable will. To have your will, to have your confidence on you, to have your what you are, first you have to realize what you are, what is your capacity. Just then rest everything will become so small things in front of you.
What happened then in that race?
Oh my God, I stood number 1 and second and third person, ma'am, competitors, they wouldn't come to the podium and receive the prizes. उन लोग बोल रहे थे अरे तुम लड़की हो गई हो पकड़ा निकालो वो नकल निकालो सदा चीज नो मैम and war wounded soldiers their language and all. I had to go and make them to understand. You only gave me the strength to run forward and this and that and all. They came and from that onwards,
Then what did your brother say?
From brother, he came and hugged me. But one thing, ma'am, that time, each and every second of your life's experience, it has a lesson.
I want to tell you this, Malti. Why should your mother feel like this? From a child, 4th child, a handicapped child after that with polio, and they brought you up, sent you across for 15 years to study in Chennai, and you come out and you are able to win a Padma Shri. They should be dancing around. What if you were normal and you had a marriage, a broken marriage or whatever it is, you had 2 children or whatever it is, what would you have achieved in life?
I don't know.
Don't you think what you've done today, you've made the family proud, the nation proud, the country proud, the entire fraternity proud? I mean, I would prefer this Malti Holla rather than Malti Holla as a mother of 2 children and has made the family proud. You would not have been on my master class.
See, I don't know, ma'am. Her mentality was, ma'am, she was not educated, of course, but her mentality was, to stop me in each and everything, like, to go. Even she was not that happy me to go to the college and continue my education and to go to the sports and to use the wheelchairs at home. It's a very small house, okay, but still, all this a little bit. I thought, those were the handicapped thing rather than my disability.
The mind is handicapped.
The mind is handicapped.
That's all.
But indirectly, she taught me a lot. When I was not there, indirectly she used to praise me like anything with her relatives and all. She used to do that, but directly she never used to do that. She always don't get married and all. Who will come and marry you and all? And whatever wealth is this and this. I mean, her mentality was like that, Don't get and all because I told you I had a little bit of gynecological problem also. So that and all, it sat in her mind. So nothing can be repaired other than her disability. So like that it was there.
That's all. So, when you went in for this particular thing, you then started a nice foundation called Matru Foundation.
Yes, ma'am.
So what made you start this foundation?
The main thing was I wanted to cherish my 15 long years of my painful journey. That is not my painful at all.
It's an experience.
Though physically it was very much painful, but it has given a lot of lessons to me now. So I want to cherish. How many physically challenged are? I'm telling you, in India, physically challenged people are not that popular in any field, isn't it? Very few. I think I will stand number one in the
Champion of champions.
number one in the entire disabled fraternity. I will stand that. How many of them are converted their disability into possibility? Tell me. Mentally, isn't it? So that was it. That was eating my mind. What best I can give back to the society? Society has given, the world has given me so much. Your popularity, your name, your fame, your financially healthy, what all it has not given. God has blessed me with everything. Whatever I have asked, He has blessed upon me. And He has given me whatever I have not asked me also. He doesn't have anything to give me more at all. What is my contribution to the society? As I told you, I am not expert in any other field in the world. Professionally, or for example, I am a banker, whatever is the education, whatever it may be. I am expertise in my own problems, that's all. So how best I can convert these problems into the opportunity? This theoretically will not work at all. So you have to bring the children here, you have to teach them, you have to nurture them, you have to make them understand you are the best citizen of a country, no matter what physical problem you have. You have to live, you have to open your eyes, you have to be an aware, you have to be an eye opener to the rest of the world. Why can't we have? In the abroad there are so many are there. Why can't we have in India? There are so many are there. Only thing is mind set up, that's all. Be it. Don't look for the opportunity. You create an opportunity, that's all.
So be the change you want to see.
That's all. Don't expect anything from the world. What they don't give society, whatever, all are disabled like that. What best you can make your path. I always tell each and every one, whether we are handicapped or normal people, you have to have goal in your life, no. Until unless you have goal in your life, that life doesn't make any sense at all, isn't it? Elder people may walk and reach the goal. Younger people may run and reach the goal. Of course, people like me when will and reach the goal, that's all. Isn't it?
Very well said.
Reaching the goal is very, very important, ma'am.
Yes.
Unless you have that, unless you create something in your mind, you have to become like that. So the entire society, I told you, it's like a mirror. They will come and support you.
So who's your idol?
My pain, ma'am.
Your pain.
Yeah.
That's well said.
My inspiration is my pain.
And your
My motivation
perspiration?
is my pain. Because I firmly believe motivation and inspiration is not sold in the market. If you pay crores together also, you will not get it at all. The inspiration and motivation is inside you. The God has sown the small seed inside itself. You have to nurture it, you have to nourish it, that's all. What are the beautiful menus you get? Discipline, confidence, determination. These and all, beautiful menus you will have. You nurture it with them, Then you grow a beautiful tree in your beautiful plant inside you. That's called self-confidence. Once you get that, ma'am, I think the entire world will fall on your feet. You have to show what you are. Isn't it? That's all I feel. I feel, and I'm very strong in that, doing that. That's the thing I teach my children also. Because their background is very poor background, economically very poor background. Their parents think the children, they are their curse. The villages, you cannot change their mentality. I teach my children, don't take the revenge at all. Don't tell your parents that you tell I'm your curse and all curse and I will go do and that. No, don't do that at all. You prove yourself. You can be the best citizen of a country, isn't it? And prove them wrong. And in their old age, you take care of them. That's all.
That's really good. So, Malti, you have been just excellent, wonderful, powerful, whatever extras you may want to add, superlative, that's really beautiful. But I would still want you to tell my viewers in very few words, how are they going to get that positivity that you say, that pain is your constant companion? How are they going to really, sort of translate it in their lives and say that they are going to be positive in everyday life? In a few words, to the lakhs of viewers who are going to be watching this show on my YouTube channel, Malti, I wanted from you and your experience to my viewers, because yours has been a fantastic journey, and I think this is a journey well lived, and I think this is something that you've contributed much beyond not one generation but generations to actually this thing, and your different spirit is really going to be a wonderful book when it's released. So I would like you to tell my viewers a few words of encouragement.
We have only one life, so nothing can be changed at all. Whatever we have to live for ourselves first. Then think about what best we can give back to the society or give back to your family, whatever it may be. Don't lose your heart at all. Whatever problems you have, mentally, physically, professionally, whatever you have, definitely you should not lose your hope at all. And the last thing I would like to tell, when people like us, we live up to our life, bringing little bit laurels to our country, laurels to our family, whatever it may be. When people like us, with limited mobilization, abundant of loves and affection and dreams and ambitions, when people like us can do something, why can't you all? You can do much, much more better than everybody. Look at us. Try to live like us. If not, at least make a try. Definitely. Life has lots and lots of wonderful experiences you can have. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Malti, for this most empowering speech and experience that you've given us. I'm sure my viewers are spellbound, and I'm sure also that with this part of masterclass that we have finished today, it was a pleasure to have had Malti with us today. And stay tuned for more on Dr. Kamini Rao's masterclass.